Hi, it's Julia and Maximo. Welcome to my channel. If you're returning, thank you. Thank you for stopping by again and spending time with me. If this is your first time, welcome. This is a channel where I talk about reborns and the hobby of and the art of and everything in between. So today, oh goodness, Maximo, always, he has to be right here with me, as you know. Yes. Okay. So today I wanted to do a little details video of the little partial silicone that I painted. I had a short up a little while ago of him. Um, I was debating back and forth of whether I wanted to root him or not. I originally was just going to list him bald, and then I thought, well, I think I'm going to root him, but I was having some issues with the hair like staying in his silicone, and I feel like sometimes that just happens. I don't know if it's the actual silicone, it just wasn't like gripping the hair, or if it was the needles. I tried a couple different hair. I tried a couple different needles, and I really just didn't want to spend the time messing with it, and I honestly think that he looks darling and really nice bald. Like sometimes a bald baby just works. I don't necessarily like a bald baby. I like a lot of hair most of the time, but it works for him. So I'm gonna just list him bald. He's very light, so we'll go over his details. I'll bring you in and do that. But before I do that, I wanted to just talk about a couple things. One, I'm going to show you some items that I'm going to send someone that I am a huge fan of, another famous artist and YouTuber and social influencer, I must say. This is, well, it's her and her wife. Um, but I just like feel really strongly about loving both of them because, oh my god, I'm gonna tear up. That's so crazy. I'm such a crier. It's not like I know them personally, but my journey in this whole reborn community has, like, I've never really discussed it before, but it has been kind of an up and down for me because I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like I didn't fit in when I first started doing reborns and when I first started the hobby. Um, and there's reasons for that. I was going on reborns.com, and I still go on there. I was selling on there. I've sold a couple dolls on there. Um, and I've bought dolls and different things on there. I just talked about finding a rooting course on there, but I also kind of feel a certain way about the website. Um, and like, I have never encountered anyone being cruel or mean to me, but when I first started in the community, I felt like I didn't fit in, and I didn't know why. I couldn't put my finger on it. It just felt like, and I'm going to say this word, and and I'm not speaking about anyone specifically, or kind of the community as a whole. This is my experience. I don't want anyone to get super worked up. I can only talk about my experience and my feelings, and someone else's experience and someone else's beliefs and values and experience could be totally different, right? And I respect that. And I think that that's like kind of the major theme in all of this, is that we need to respect each other, right? Um, so I just felt like I didn't fit in, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I felt like there was this, what are you doing? No, stop. Right here. I felt like there was this, like air of, uh, pretentiousness or elitism that was happening, and I couldn't put my finger on it. It didn't feel good to me. You know, I didn't feel like these are my people. Um, and I don't know if that's from like and I feel like these are very broad statements, and again, I don't want anyone to get really worked up. Um, I'm only talking from my experience. So this next part I had filmed after I was done with the video, but I remembered that I had an example of why I feel this way. So I just added it in here real quick. An example of that, or why I feel that way. And this happened recently. I wanted to buy a baby that I saw on there. It was a beautiful baby, and I went to purchase it, and the message came up that I wouldn't be sold to unless I had bought 10 purchases. Like, that's crazy. I don't have the kind of, like, what? 10? Like, I'm not buying 10 reborns. Some people do, some people will, but I haven't bought 10 reborns on reborns.com before, so I can't buy this doll that I am ready to purchase. That feels so it's just pretentious. It's segregating those. I feel like it's segregating people that don't necessarily have privilege or money to buy that amount. It doesn't feel good to me. And I understand that there are people who haven't followed through with purchases, and this is probably just about, um, you know, making sure that you are a serious buyer, but it also makes me feel like this is about elitism within the collecting hobby. And I have seen that, and I don't like it. I think it's wrong. Not everyone can buy that amount and can spend that amount and can only buy from high-end artists, high-end dolls. Like, I I just I don't like that culture. Like, I don't have a lot of money. I have never really had a lot of money, and so I come from a middle class family. I come from a very rural area where there isn't a lot of money. So, like, I don't run in those circles, if that makes sense. And so I I just kind of felt like there was some of that. Like, I felt like because I didn't have a lot of money, I couldn't buy the things that I needed to be a part of the community, if that makes sense. Like, I couldn't buy the $8,000 doll, and I don't think I ever will, honestly. Like, I don't know if I would ever spend that much on a doll. And that's really why I started painting. One, I knew that I could do it. Two, I knew that I would love it. And three, I just couldn't afford a doll. Um, so I didn't feel like I fit in, right? Um, and then I discovered this artist, and I binge watched her and her wife's videos, and I like there was a whole other community opened up to me, and I thought, whoa, like this is my people here. And um I just feel really grateful for that. I feel really grateful for that. I think that, her message and their message is positivity and being who you are and not apologizing for that. And that's really, really important to me. Um, and that's important to me in my videos and the message that I am spreading with making my videos. You know, I've never been someone that goes with the pack. I'm an Aquarius. We dance to the beat of our own drum. And I just want to say thank you to them, you know. So I love vintage stuff. I am obsessed with the time when everything was simpler, when, you know, there was this, like, I don't know. I just love the 80s and the 90s, like, because I'm an 80s and 90s kid, right? And so I feel like I'm always saying that to my kids, and like as a family, we're always talking about let's have an 80s summer, let's have an 80s day, and we will watch movies from that time, and we'll, you know, I gravitate to clothing that's from that time. And I love the vintage stuff, and it reminds me of when my brother was little. Um, so I love the vintage things, and I have done a lot of vintage shopping, and I have quite a few pieces. Like I have a lot actually, and I know that they love vintage things. So I am going to send them some of this, and because I just think that they will love it, and I want to say thank you because you showed me that there was a place for me in this community, and I just thank you for that. So here's just one little thing. I'm just gonna show you really quick what I have, and I'm not saying who they are because I really want this to be a surprise. I want them to see this stuff, because I do know that they visit my channel sometimes, and I very much appreciate that. When I see like a comment or a heart, I'm like, I run and I tell Dakota. um so yeah, I just love you. So there's this little, I love the terry cloth. How cute is this? It's so 90s. Okay, so there's that piece, and this little onesie. I don't know what brand these are. They don't have tags. Another terry. Like, you cannot get the terry cloth anymore, and I think it's because it's not fire resistant. I'm assuming, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Oh my gosh. I don't know what this is. It's like just a little jumper thing. It's so 90s, right? Like early 90s. And then this little sleeper. How cute. How adorable is this? This is Color Kids. I don't know the brand, but that's adorable. And then this is for a bigger baby. I don't have a baby this size. It says Terry. That's the brand, but definitely like 90s. And then these are so cute. I got some of these pieces from an eBay lot, and I think that they came, you know, there was one, it obviously came from like one household, I think, because there were multiple little one pieces like that were this size and look kind of like this in this style. So I have a couple, and this is Honors. I thought this would fit like a pickle. There's that one. And then this is a gown. Let's see. And then this little outfit is so cute. So there's this top. It has little bears on it. And this is Celebrity Kids. And then these pants go with it. So that's the clothes. And then I thought I would send them just a cute little binky. I thought that was really cute. And you don't see like Fisher Price diaper. Like, I've never seen a Fisher Price diaper, and I randomly found a small like 3-pack at like Dollar General, and I've never seen them anywhere else, and I don't know like if they're sold often, so I don't know. I thought it was really cute, so I'm gonna send that one. And then this is adorable, literally my most favorite thing ever. It's a diaper. I don't know what brand it is. I am thinking possibly Honest brand. I don't know. But there's like little mushrooms and flowers, just so like vintagey and kind of 70s looking. So I have that. And then I have some crystals. I love my crystals. I love my incense. I was gonna send the incense, but then I feel like they wouldn't use it. Like, for some reason, I don't know why I have this in my head. I feel like it would bother one of them. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like I saw that. I just feel like in my gut, like, that it would be irritating, and maybe they don't use that. So I'm not going to send the incense. Maybe if I'm wrong, I will send some. But anyway, so I have some crystals because I love my crystals, and selenite, the universal crystal. Like, I feel like everyone needs to have this because it's a pure crystal, and it is the crystal that you use when you want to like have balance for everything, and cleansing for everything, and purity in your life. And then rose quartz, which, you know, it's everyone's favorite, and that represents love and self-love, which is a huge message of theirs. And then amethyst, which is my favorite. I love amethyst. I feel really drawn to amethyst, and I think it's beautiful, and that's good for balancing emotion. And I think it's just another really nice universal crystal to have. You know, like, everybody should have these 3 crystals in their collection. So, and whether you believe in the properties of, I have watched a couple documentaries where like they get into, ooh, I dropped one. Oh, I'll get it after. Where they talk about the science behind all of that, but even if you don't, they're still pretty, you know, they're nice to have. And then I got like a whole bunch of candy, because who doesn't love candy? And I've had this for a couple days, and I'm like, have been wanting to open a couple of them, and I think I might steal one pack. But yeah, and the candy. So I'm gonna package all that up really nicely and send it away. So there's that. Now let me bring you in. Sometimes I just like need a break. You know, he's like your baby. Sometimes you just need a break, and he's got to go with the babysitter because he is on me 24/7. When daddy gets home, I'm like, you gotta take him. You gotta take him for a little bit. Mommy needs a break. So let me bring you in. Actually, you know what? Let's do that in part 2, because this is already at like 19 minutes, 20 minutes. I'll make another video and talking about his I didn't know I was going to talk that long. I'm winded. I'm long-winded. I could talk. My videos could be an hour and a half if I wanted them to be, but I know that people wouldn't watch that. So, I will do a whole other one. I'll make it right now, but let's break this up so it's not like super long or anything. Okay, and we'll do his details. Thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions about some other things that I should send along, like things I've never done this before. I've never done like a happy mail. So is there like specific things that you're supposed to send in a happy mail? I don't know. I've never received one. I would love to receive one, but yeah, these are just things that like I thought they would enjoy. So, yeah. All right. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.